All right. I believe that we are feeding out to the folks. Everyone, let me know how the audio is out there. If the audio's coming in loud and clear or not. For me or for any of our guests here, we'll definitely adjust that for you. But we are live, and we're live on the Utreons because I can hold guns. What? I can hold guns and go like this and do whatever I want. If you're here on Utreon, you already know this. Make sure you smash the arrow up here. That's a thumbs up over here. But if you're listening to this later on YouTube, if you're or watching or listening to the audio later on, and you want to join us live, go to utreon.com. Look for Who Moved My Freedom or WMMF Podcast. That's how you find us. That's how we do it over here. I'm going to load my guests up, and I'm going to kick the show off if there's no complaints or anything like that. Let's get this going.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation, Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory provides 100% US-made firearms and awesome binary option triggers. Their focus and purpose is to provide freedom tools to all Americans, especially those in not-so-free states. So when you're in the market, please consider Franklin Armory. All right, here we go. We are live. Let's get PJ up in there, Walt up in there. We do this. Everyone has to do it. Jazz hands. Come on, let's see those jazz hands in the air. Taking it back from the terrorists. We are live. I hope you got your big girl panties on. This is episode 933 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. It's all about the new DPMS Panther Arms tonight, with PJ Smith of DPMS Panther Arms. There he goes. There's PJ right there. And joining us live here as well is Walther Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms. There he goes. There's Walt. Okay. Walt's feeling frisky.
Getting tomahawk crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How are you guys? PJ, welcome to the show. This is your first time, obviously. How's it going, man?
It's awesome, man. Glad to be here and talk about guns and whatever else comes up. I'm just excited to have a good time and let you know a little bit more about what DPMS is bringing to the table these days, and just give the people what they want and give them a show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate that. And for all the folks out there that are joining us live, if you have questions, anything you want to know about DPMS, we'll try to get to the bottom of it. PJ is the dude to speak to about this. I think probably the best place to start off, Walt, is going to be for PJ to give the folks out there a little bit of a rundown of who you are, and not only how you came to be working with DPMS Panther Arms, but how, obviously there was a different company and now there's this company. If you could just break that all down for us.
Yeah, so I started working with Palmetto State Armory, who is owned by JJE Capital Holdings. So started with them in their wholesale dealer sales division about 5 years ago, and was kind of going to shows, doing all the gun tour circuit, as we call it, and the opportunity came along where Freedom Group was parting out some of their companies, and our parent company decided to go after a couple different names. So included in that, we've got DPMS. We also got H&R. We got AAC suppressors. So we got a good base of companies to work with. And once we got DPMS, they were trying to figure out what direction to go with it. And so we kind of all sat down, put our heads together, and decided to kind of break it away a little bit. So you got PSA kind of doing its thing over here. H&R is getting up and running. It's going to be doing its thing. But we wanted to kind of separate it, make DPMS its own entity. So that's exactly what we've done. It's nice to have the support and resources from a company like Palmetto State Armory, but also to be able to switch gears, kind of make our own decisions and directions we want to go in, and really try to bring back the name that DPMS used to have when it first launched back in the glorious Minnesota days. So that's kind of our goal and vision with what we got going right now.
Okay, all right, good. Walt, was there anything you wanted to ask or add to that?
Defense procurement manufacturing service?
The meaning
I think
of
it is service, yeah.
Okay.
Or system, something like. I think it is service. I think you're right.
Oh, the meaning of DPMS. So did the
Yes.
did the meanings change, or all of that stuff? Because I guess my question I want to ask here is: did you guys just buy the intellectual property rights, the name DPMS, or are there like other things that come along with that, like old designs, etc.?
So yeah, when we purchased it, we did just buy the intellectual property. So the facility they had in Huntsville, where they're manufacturing DPMS under Freedom Group, we didn't take on that or the machines there. We just got intellectual property, and I got to sort through about 3 5-terabyte hard drives. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
And trying to find old prints for guns, old marketing material. And then kind of take some of that and revert it back. Been in close communication with Randy Luth, who was the original founder of DPMS, who sold it to Freedom Group. And our vision and goal is to bring DPMS back to that status that he launched it at, where it was a blue collar, solid gun that you could really rely on, and try to take it away a little bit from some of the recent history, I should say, to put it politely.
Okay. Yeah, Walt, if you want to jump in there, feel free.
DPM, old school DPMS was one of the brands. It was one of the affordable brands, too. By the way,
correct.
It didn't have that the little prancing pony on it, so you could get it and without having to get a second mortgage, so to speak. So, yeah.
Correct.
Is that really what DPMS was to the old school guys? I've been in this for about 10 years, so I didn't come in with the old school. I wasn't born with an AR in my hands. So DPMS was really a different thing to me. Like, if you want to know about my memories of DPMS, I remember going to SHOT Show, and it was massive. It was like it was a big, it was a big booth on the show floor. There were a lot of different things going on there at DPMS. But that's not how it started out, right, Walt?
Well, not that I know of. I mean, I know DPMS from the 80s, start back in the 80s, actually. And then when I started going to Knob Creek, the guys from DPMS came down to Knob Creek and sold bins and containers and containers of parts to people, and uppers and barrels, and there was a personal kind of connection. You got to meet the people and talk to people, and then once they went to the dark side, as I call it, to the Freedom Group, that all went away, because then it went 100% corporate. Just like a lot of these big corporations, we can't touch the small people, and
it's true though.
And they lost. I mean, anytime these firearms companies get sold out and go to a big group, you're part of a group now, but I think it's a little bit different there. I know some of that group, that I've met some of that group, and they're not like other people. But anyways, they lose their personality. The companies.
Yeah, I think you're talking about whether or not some corporations might be in the firearms industry, but they don't care about Second Amendment, the Constitution, that kind of, like, the guys who are really supporting buying these things, building guns and all that. They don't have kind of that mindset on the corporate side versus what we get from some other companies that are out there, like JJE, for example. Those are for real patriots over at JJE.
And I don't want to make it sound like everybody. JJE should make money, and that's the reason they're in the business, to make money. But if you're in the business to make money and you don't care about any of what you're making, you just see it as a profit center. And I knew this was going to happen to the Freedom Group. Eventually, the Freedom Group went. when things slowed down, there was no more profit.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe not like it.
That's
maybe
exactly
not like
right. That's the thing about being affiliated with JJE is their mindset and their mantra, so to speak, is reviving the American dream. And what is the American dream? It's to be free, to be able to speak freely, and to be able to protect our families, protect our homes. And that's really at the core what they try to do as an entity. So JJE Capital, they own their own barrel company. They own a forging house. They own two very well-respected, very well-known bolt carrier group companies. So their products that they're supplying their own companies with, they're supplying a bunch of other companies out there as well with the same product. So you pick up one gun next to the other, there's a good chance it has some component in it that JJE owns that company. So it's nice to have that versatility to where we say, hey, we want to change this a little bit. We don't really have to go to a third party and say, hey, can we re-engineer this? We can stay within our family and just say, hey, let's do something different for DPMS. Let's do something different for H&R. One example of that is the people have spoken, and we are finally going to get them fixed carry handle uppers, because everybody seems to have a shortage of those right now. The retro market has kind of dried up, so to speak. So we're about to have A2s, A1s, C7s, slick sides. We're going to have them available for individual purchase, as well as just a complete upper or a complete gun. So that's something that I'm partnering with Mike Wetland. He used to own, he still owns Nodak Spud, but JJE Capital purchased Nodak. So he's actually heading up H&R right now. And so me and him are working real closely on some killer projects that I'm really pumped about.
I think I met Mike at the gathering also. I would really
recommend you did. He was up there.
Yes, I would recommend people go to the gathering. I know it's not as big as other stuff, but I know that it's getting bigger, and it's a good place to go to see some of the things that are about to come out there. But I do remember meeting him out there. So a few things here. So one, basically, you guys are still working. What's the name of the guy that was originally behind DPMS?
Randy Luth.
Randy Luth. So, you're still, I don't know if he's like actually on the books or anything like that, but he's still around. You guys are happy to do things with him, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, so he sent me over plans and prints, and when he sends over prints, it's not on a hard drive. He sends
Lord.
prints
wow.
to you.
Dude, you have...
So you get...
Hey, that is the best. You know what? I don't need to have the computer working to use that. I don't need to have. I can throw that thing out and look at it and see exactly what I need. I don't.
Yeah,
that's what he said. He's like, scan it if you want, but here it is.
No, I mean it's a big deal. If people don't realize this, and I don't know how to say this other than just put it out there in the world. In this whole thing of Freedom Group being broken up, I have spoken to entities that have taken on, different parts of Freedom Group, and they didn't get any of this stuff. I'm just telling you. They didn't get their hands on these things. And that's why, like, folks out there that are real fans of this stuff and have the nostalgia for the brands keep saying to me, well, how come we're not seeing this? How come we're not seeing that? It's tough if there's no plans, brah.
It takes time.
Well, if there's no plans, you have to start from scratch.
Exactly.
So having the plans is a big deal.
Yeah, that's kind of our big thing too. Is if we're going to be in this parts market, we want to be able to supply people that bought it from original DPMS. We want to be able to supply people that bought it from Freedom Group product. Like the old Car 15, it was a little 11.5 inch that had this 5.5 inch brake pinned on it, and we're going to be bringing that back. So Randy actually makes this part still. He owns cool. Luth AR, which is a retro part and competition part company. So Luth AR makes some really, really cool stuff. They make really good competition stocks. They're making our A1 grips for us. So he's been awesome. Just connecting with him and kind of hearing his story of how he started it and his vision. I'm really kind of latched onto that and really want to adapt that as we kind of define ourselves with this brand.
Yeah, from my point of view, Walt, from my point of view as a new school guy to it, I think it's really cool that the soul is still there,
Well, that's what I was trying to get to when the big corporation buys even another larger gun manufacturer, the soul goes away. There's no more the original ownership, the history. A lot of the people, because they move them, they haul them off somewhere else. And when you call on the telephone, you get some sales type who was selling cars the last week before he started working at the new place, and he don't know the first thing about a gun. So I don't know.
I'm not arguing with you.
It does happen.
No.
It does happen.
Oh yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah.
And I advise against it. A lot of companies get like marketing people and all that aren't gun folks, and I understand. Like, I know where it comes from, but
I get that too. I understand all that stuff. I mean, but making and selling gun parts and doing stuff, you got to have a little bit of knowledge about it. It's not like, especially if you start talking retro and going back in time, and somebody says, "Hey, I want that extended car brake or whatever," I mean, they're like, "Oh, huh? What's that?" I know we don't sell cars here. I mean, it's like,
yeah. So what's the mission statement? I think you might have said something there about it, but I want to get that clearly for people out there that want to know this, PJ. What's the mission statement for DPMS Panther Arms? As simple as that. What is it?
The mission statement I've come up with and that we're really adhering to right now is everyone's first AR is back. So the constant story, and I think stories are so important for many reasons. I used to work at Under Armour for a long time, helped start up their retail division, and their big thing was tell a story because people connect with stories. And I think it's so true. But every story I've heard from people at shows, emails, calls, it's always like, my first gun, my first AR was a DPMS, or my dad had an DPMS and we used to go shoot it on the farm, or...
Yeah, there's people saying that in the chat right now. There's people saying that in the chat right now, yeah.
And that's really what we want to connect with. We want people to know their first AR they had those memories of is back, but we're bringing it back with some fierceness.
Okay, all right. I think, I think that's a good thing to hear. So... where are we going to be seeing the DPMS stuff at first? Are we going to see it online? Okay. Are we going to see it in stores? These are my questions. I'm going to get to other folks' questions, and Walter, I know, has some questions and things, but where are we going to see these things when they come out?
So DPMS is wholesale only, which means that you're going to go to your local FFL to get it. We wanted to connect again with that small feel of DPMS and not have it be something, you're going to go to a big box store down the road and be able to get it. Nothing against those types of businesses, but our parent company was founded by someone working out of his garage, doing it basically part-time, and it turned into Palmetto State Armory and then funneled down the hill to a bunch of other directions. But that's kind of our goal, is to put it in your local gun shop. There are a couple online retailers that do carry DPMS, and that's because they've really had fortified relationships with us prior to getting DPMS. So like Atlantic Firearms, they've been huge supporters since DPMS got, in our hands and we started making products. So there are some stuff up there. They're big seller of our Anvil, which is the DPMS AK, which a lot of people don't know that DPMS even makes an AK. And we wanted to make an American-made forged AK that'll go out there and beat up and, compete with all the big boys. So that's been one of our number one sellers, even though that's not traditionally a DPMS product. We went and took the time and did it right. And right now at gun stores and, everywhere that it's found, it's selling out as soon as it gets in. So that's been really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I would think that when I talk to people about not just DPMS but other companies that came out of the breakup, one of the things that people worry about, right, is how am I going to actually get my hands on stuff? So even on the big box side, from the companies that are making things, and let's be honest, man, I think that JJE is probably one of the biggest companies in the firearms industry. But people have to get stuff online, right? And not everyone can get in there fast enough to get things when they're coming out online. So what you're saying here is that not just the store, like the big box stores, but the local mom and pop stores, FFLs, etc., will be able to order these things, have them in stock, and be able to sell that stuff to, to their customer base that they have.
Correct. And we're really trying to focus on getting into, PXs on military bases, because a lot of those people were really excited that we got an opportunity to take on the DPMS brand. So we want to make sure they have an opportunity to purchase it. Also, we have a blue line that we call Got Your Back, Got Your Six rather, not Got Your Back. And that's a program that's directed not only to departments, but also to individual officers to get discounts and be able to purchase DPMS directly for personal use. So a lot of strategy has gone into, making sure those people that protect us can get something very reliable to, protect their own families. But we will have more online retailers. And if you go on Google, or as my wife calls it, the Google, you will see.
That's what we call it.
You will see. Yeah, the Google. And you'll
is.
see some online retailers that carry it, but it's not going to be, right now, it's not really big, large ones. It's going to be some of the smaller ones, but we do have Atlantic Firearms, which they're definitely not too shabby to have in your, on your side.
And Atlantic's been carrying DPMS stuff for a long time, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think they have, right? Yeah.
They used to carry DPMS a while back, and then they kind of, when Freedom Group went through their thing they decided to go through, they backed off a little bit. But as soon as they found out we were taking the reins on it, they jumped right back on board. And
Walther Arms has been making concealed carry handguns for over 90 years, starting with the PPK. Today, Walther is based in the good old US of A and still builds quality firearms like the PPQ and PDP for personal defense and competition. So when you're in the market, please consider Walther Arms. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Walther Arms. All right, that's my bad, PJ. I apologize for that. I wasn't keeping track. We're rocking and rolling here. So just rewind back a little bit there and.
Yeah. So kind of going back to the question of where can you find it. If you do search for it, you can see it. We also have DPMSinc.com. It's not really set up as a consumer site, but you can go on, see the different products on there. And just kind of get a view of our catalog, what we have. And then if your local FFL doesn't call it or doesn't carry it, we want them to reach out to us, because we want to, put it in their shops and put it in your hands. So definitely let them know to contact us, and we'll be happy to get them set up with our program.
Okay. Yeah. And speaking of that, I know that I was talking about this. Some people might have, been seeing this stuff go out there. If an FFL like me wants to, they can just sign up with you guys, right? Like, I'm an FFL, I'm a smaller FFL, so you guys are right now in the process of getting folks to sign up, right? So folks are seeing, like, I know on the FFL side, if you're seeing the emails going out there, that's what's going on. You're trying to let people know, hey, we're back, we're here in business, and you could order stuff.
Correct. So on the Palmetto State Armory side, that was a big complaint for a while, is that there was no dealer website to order from, because like you mentioned earlier, some people, that's convenient for them. It's easy. They shut down their shop. They can take inventory and they can order something at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And on the DPMS side of things, that's something we wanted to go after initially. So you can go to the DPMSinc.com website. There's a thing that says sign up to be a dealer. You basically upload your FFL, create your account, and you can order directly from there. So once you log into the site, you then see, wholesale pricing, you see MAP, all the stuff that you'd be used to seeing on another manufacturer or distribution site. But we sell directly to the FFL, and we do have some distribution partners that we go through as well. So you can kind of go both routes on that. But the emails that and I have seen the memes, and Hank and I were talking about this a little bit off air.
Yeah.
And you know what? I take meme as flattery. Hey, we're out there, If they're not memeing you, then you're dead, right?
Right. Someone's thinking about you, but it's good to clear stuff up. Like, if people are wondering, like, hey, I'm seeing... Well, first of all, if you're not an FFL, you shouldn't be seeing it, right? So the general public that's buying
Correct.
stuff shouldn't be getting emails asking them to sign up as a dealer, right?
Yeah, so most of the people that we set up to let them know, hey, we got a dealer site you can set up for free. We've got no minimum orders. You can buy one bolt carrier group if you want. Free shipping, things that people have been asking for and clamoring for a while that we hear constantly. We put it up on this DPMS site. We built it solely for, the small business that is out there trying to keep their doors open. Mm-hmm. So, and I came from an entrepreneurial family. My mother and father both own their own businesses. So that's kind of where my heart's at and where this company's heart's at. So if they're getting emails and you're not an FFL, then you can unsubscribe and you won't see them anymore. But if you are an FFL, I would suggest you to get on there because, if you need to order something and it might be something perfect for your customer, boom, you can click right there, have it on the way to you. So it's been an incredible resource to have, and people have been very thankful that have signed up for it.
Yeah, I think Walt, with the shortage of parts and things like that, it's been kind of nuts.
At times.
Mm-hmm.
At times, yeah.
So it's good. I think from I don't do a lot of keeping a lot of the small parts and things like that in here. But I know, hey, they could have been people, if they could have gotten their hands on this when the high demand was out there, they could have been able to build a business. So, all right, that's I think that's cool. Walt, was there some stuff you wanted to ask here? Otherwise, I'm gonna go to.
I can't remember if I asked it all when we were off the show or on the show about your DPMS is going to be back in the parts business, so to speak. So if you need springs and bolt carriers and extractors and all that kind of stuff, you can order 1 or 100 if you want, if it's in stock.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and so everything that goes into a DPMS gun is going to be 100% U.S. made as well. Everything inside the gun just about is going to be our part that we make directly. There's some things we wanted to go with a little bit different trigger. So we got a really nice polished trigger that goes into all of our guns. So even the baseline gun is going to have a nickel boron polished trigger in it. Toolcraft makes our bolts. So if you go online, you're an FFL, you purchase one of our bolts, or you buy a BCG from your local retailer, you're going to get in a Toolcraft bolt, and it's just in a DPMS box. So we want people to know these products we're putting in, it's not going to be your Chinesium that you see with some other brands, but this is real American parts made by very reputable companies that make quality stuff. So that's kind of, again, us going back to the original DPMS days. Like, we want it to be quality. We want it to be built right the first time, so we don't have to send it back and fix it for you. We want it to come out of the box and just be ready to go.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
Let me get some comments in from people here, and I know there's a bunch of comments just going through, so I'm going to try to see.
Bring it on.
I'll try to see if I can get... Okay, DCG 44s, and if I miss your question or whatever, just ask it again. We'll be happy to just put it in the chat. DCG 44 says, any non-AR variations coming? Non-AR variations.
So, as I discussed earlier, we've got our AK. It's called the Anvil. We do a couple different options with that. Some traditional, some a little bit more modern. I just made one not too long ago. We kind of came up with the concept of doing a random part battle pickup type gun. So we call it the Kremlin Gremlin. And we'll see if we get flagged for that one, but it's gotten some pretty good responses so far.
Okay. And inventive. I don't know what you think about that, Walt.
Oh, that's pretty mild, actually.
Yeah, we've seen crazy stuff.
I could probably come up with something a little more racy if you like.
So just not to cut you off here, but on the subject of that, like, some people might say, well, look, we know obviously there's this connection here. Are we just getting an AK that will be built by PSA, but it's got DPMS stamped in it? That's what people will want to know. Is that what we're getting, or are we getting a DPMS? How much DPMS stank are we getting on the AKs?
How much Panther love are you getting in
there? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Panther Musk or whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
That's kind of the nice thing about being partnered with JJE and having PSA kind of working along us, is a lot of the parts that we're buying for PSA guns, yeah, they're going to go into our DPMS guns, because like Toolcraft makes the forged trunnions, the forged carrier, the forged bolt for the PSA AK. So we're like, well, we want ours to be, tough and reliable too. So we're going to take those parts and use them. More or less, the DPMS side is going to be a little bit different as far as your furniture goes, different things like that. But we want to carry on that PSA line of AKs and just kind of roll it on and put our own feel into it, so to speak, just so it differentiates itself, but you're still getting the same quality ingredients, so to speak.
Okay. Yeah, Walt, you're the AK guy here. What do you think about that? What are you looking for, in an AK? Are you like price? Are you looking for specific features?
Well, it's a little bit of both. What he was holding before up there. PJ had that folder, the side folder. That's our good buddy Babyface P just built a side folding AK, and he called it the Kyber Pass version. So
there you go.
I'm a kind of AK traditionalist. I like the wood, the laminated wood, and things like that. And then again, in the same motion, I like the newer style, like PSA is doing, the AK 103s and the 102s and the stuff like that too. So it just varies,
Yeah, I want to see some. I want to see some of the cool stuff, like the AK bullpups. What's up with that, PJ? Got any?
Believe it or not, that is something that is on the table.
It's on the table.
No.
Oh.
It's we batted around some different things. We're definitely going to do a 5.56 variants of it, so that'll be coming out pretty soon. And then kind of getting back to the original question of different models and stuff like that. We are working right now on a DPMS firearm that you would be able to carry on your person. Can I say that? I guess I can say that.
Yeah.
So we're in the works of it. We kind of just started it, but it'll be something, that's going to, again, go after a pretty aggressive price point, but be real nice and reliable and be compatible with maybe one of the largest manufacturers of those types of weapons. So
okay, all right. What were you going to say, Walt?
Yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, so when do we get an AK kitty cat?
So you just don't like anyone around you at the range, I'm taking it.
No, hang on. The little bitty ARs are just as obnoxious as a freaking AK shot.
Yeah, this thing right here,
yeah,
the
let's
7-inch barrel.
Yeah, hold that up. So,
have you ever run one of those like that full auto?
Indeed, I have, and
and they're just as obnoxious as anything out there. So yeah.
And if you run it suppressed, you're just breathing in pure gas pretty much. So it's just right there in your face.
and you get put to suppressor hell for doing that to your suppressor. So
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
You will also be crying.
Yep.
Yeah, you will have tears of freedom rolling down your cheeks. So there was something. You know what? Let me get to some of the comments here. We've got time to get into a bunch of things here. So let's see. Dan Hates You says, I got a police trade-in DPMS from the ban era just a few weeks ago. Says government only on it. I haven't shot it yet. So there you go.
Cool.
Night Train says, I remember Cabela's selling DPMS AR rifles several years ago. So that's... And Armament and Axis says, thanks and happy to hear that they are getting back to better QC. There you go.
And you can tell the guy with the pre-ban gun that he can direct message me, and I will take that off his hands for him, because he doesn't want that.
Okay. Are you guys trying to get your hands seriously on some of the old stuff to put in the library? I don't know whether or not you got any of that in the purchase.
Yeah, so our next one, let me see what I got over here on my rack of goodies. So the break I showed earlier, this is the old Car 15. It had a very unique kind of skinny profile stock on it. And we'll have one that's going to have a detachable carry handle as well as one with a fixed carry handle. And that one has the pinned brake on there. You got to be very specific to say it is a pinned brake. Mm-hmm. And so this was one of their Randy Luce specials a long time ago. He came out with that design to still have, you know, the look and feel of a pistol, but you pin that brake on it. So now you can put a stock. We've also just registered a brace form of this. So we're basically taking this same design, and on the back here where you obviously got the shouldering piece, we brought it into a blade. So you still have this look and feel. You still have the ability to slide it in and out, but it's going to just be a blade, and that's what is actually going to go on the OG Kitty Cat, as we're calling it.
And you sent that into the ATF and all that stuff?
Sure, yeah, we did.
Okay. I know there's some, I don't know. I know there's, we're all expecting all kinds of craziness coming out from the old AFTs. So
yeah, this one, it's a very rigid model, so it mm-hmm. really, it does fall in line with the specifications, what they're truly calling a brace. Mm-hmm. But we're excited. That'll be a DPMS exclusive. And it's kind of our own design and everything, so we'll be selling those separately as well. So a lot of people that are used to like a shockwave blade, something like that, will have one where they can actually slide it in and out easily, more like an SBA 3, but without the rubber addition and strap on the back.
Okay. That's cool. Let's see here. Dan Hates You also says, I served in Iraq and there were Ugandan security guards in the green zone armed with DPMS ARs. He says we'd yell, "Hey, Jambo," and high-five them for no good reason. Good time.
That's awesome. We actually, that's funny. It's a nice little segue into, we just got picked up by the country of Zambia to outfit their anti-poaching division with DPMS guns. So don't go shooting rhinos and elephants in Zambia, or they will cap you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, don't do it unauthorized, man.
Exactly.
Nobody needs to shoot either one of those. Sorry. Those critters, they're just minding their own business. You can shoot them because of some goofy Chinaman that thinks that horn's going to give him a big dick or something. I don't know.
People have so many superstitions. It's not even funny.
That little Chinaman needs more than that to get the big. You know what I'm saying? So
this is where we go off the rails. I like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna have a wang measuring contest here in a second. Everybody, throw your wang up on the table right now. Walter's starting early. He's like, okay, wang's on the table.
Wait a minute. Oh, we're only 38 minutes into it.
We're talking about dick measuring contest. This is glorious.
What?
There is some Asian dude out there that's like, okay, Walt, I got a wang for you. Go to SHOT Show next year. Show Walter your wang.
No.
That's what I say. Safety Harbor. What's your booth at SHOT Show, Walter?
I'll have to pack my tomahawk in just for that.
Listen, if you got one to show off, go show off to Walter.
Nope.
No, you don't want that?
Tomahawk chop.
Tell him Hank sent you.
Yeah, exactly. You get you get a special patch.
I'll tell the security guys that.
You get a special patch. Walter is at SHOT Show. You're in the law enforcement booth?
Yeah, we're in the law enforcement ballroom, the big one.
The big one.
And right now I don't remember my booth number, but we're against
don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Let's get the info.
Seriously.
Let's get the info. I want a line of dudes showing off wangs to you at SHOT Show.
Hank, as soon as you get it, I'll put it on my Facebook and Instagram for DPMS.
It's on. It's on. Are you guys gonna have a booth at SHOT Show?
Yes, we will. We've got a space where we're gonna be on the upper floor of kind of the main room. So we're not gonna have too big of a booth this year, just because we're still getting things rolling. But we will have our own booth. I actually just got to see some of the prototypes for the design of it, and we're pretty excited about it. Should be pretty cool.
Okay, cool. Oh, okay, so you're not like going entry level. You're not buying off like half a floor somewhere and putting a big trailer in there and putting some vehicles.
No.
You know. Look, if you want to be fancy, I don't know how much room you have in your booth. If you want some mini bikes, in there, Walter makes mini bikes.
Yeah,
you can
I'll
have
be down for that.
Walter can make you. We could talk about this later, but we could do a special Panther mini bike.
We need to do a mini bike gang and take it. We'll go down Fremont Street on our mini bikes. We'll be a little mini bike gang. We'll get vests made and everything.
This might be a thing.
It'll say "Show me your Asian dong" on the back of it. It'll be perfect.
Oh yeah. In SHOT Show in Vegas, we will survive that for sure. We're not gonna.
No, we won't.
We're not gonna survive it. That is not the place. That is the place where we will be outnumbered.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, especially.
Correct.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to die? Try that at SHOT Show. See how that goes down. See how that works for you. It's not gonna be fun.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're gonna find out who has the most people.
That's right.
Well.
Quickly.
Yes. Numbers mean something, man. We always get weird. I don't know about you, but at SHOT Show, I get weird stares, man. There's a certain there's people who come to America to go to Vegas. Okay,
mm-hmm.
And that's Asian people. There's a lot of them. They show up there, and when we're there at SHOT Show, they're like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if Walter, if you have something, you could jump in. DCG44 says bring back the H&R single shot 500 S&W mag, but that would be a different thing, right?
That's a different group. That's a different part.
Yeah. That's with, like I said earlier, that's Mike Wetland. He's the CEO and running that department. But me and him work really closely. So like even in manufacturing,
we wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like High Point Firearms and Full Forge Gear, bags and gear for everyday life. Did you know High Point is an American family-owned and operated company located in Ohio with over 30 years of manufacturing experience? High Point is proud to be the home of the working man's gun and your source for affordable handguns and carbines with a lifetime warranty. So when you're in the market, please consider High Point. Okay, yeah, we are missing, no one can hear us, I think, during the breaks here. We are missing every single break. I'm surprised Lola hasn't texted me something already that you're not even paying attention to your own damn countdown. Yeah, once again, my fault. Aspen Warrior is out there. He says DPMS in the house. He also says DPMS originally stood for Dang Poppin' Monster Shotters. Can you confirm?
What?
What?
It might be now. I like that. It's kind of
Dang Poppin'
I can
Monster
get behind
Shotters?
that.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. And he says, my bro in Eastern Washington loves his Luth AR stock on his AR-10. So there you go. And Cruiseman says Luth AR makes great stocks.
That they do.
Full-size LR 308s. That's on the docket still, too?
Yep, those will be on the dockets. We're going to have a whole DPMS precision line. So some of the precision guns, we're going to do like the old... Prairie Dog Terminator is what we're calling it. It's going to be the 22-inch bull barrel, non-threaded, classic 223. We're also going to do the longer barrel 308s. We're going to do a 6.5 Creedmoor on that precision line. So we'll have some different variations coming out on that too. So, because DPMS originally, they were known for those distance, get out there deep on the range type of guns, and we're getting back to that as well.
Any chance of doing an old school carry handle 308?
It's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, we're definitely, a lot of the stuff, like I said earlier. All right, well, there you go. We got one buyer, so we got one sold. I'll let them know in the meeting tomorrow that we got a buyer.
Yeah.
we're gonna even do stuff. We're gonna do a carry handle AR9 that's gonna have a little 4-inch barrel on it, be a carry handle upper,
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
you know,
Yeah.
with a little flip front sight base on it. You know, we're really gonna bring that retro line and kind of spread it across stuff that it really hadn't been in before.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I would like that. I don't know if you're gonna go retro. Are you going retro with that? Is that so? That's not gonna have like a threaded barrel or anything on it. I guess you could. You could
On
probably
the 9 mil?
break?
Yeah, you could take off the
yeah.
muzzle. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do one version that's gonna have a suppressor ready handguard on it and like a little 4-inch flash can. So all you have to do is take that can off, and then your suppressor will fit right underneath the handguard, and that way it'll only stick out, you know, a little bit as opposed to just being all the way out on the end of the barrel. So that's something we have drawn up and in the works too. So yeah, I mean, it's really we are trying to separate ourselves and do different stuff. We don't want to be, you know, when PSA bought DPMS or JJE Capital and we're affiliated with PSA, everyone's like, oh, it's going to be, you know, Palmetto State Armory 2.0. And we're really looking to differentiate ourselves. One of the ways we're doing it is by going with B5 systems. I've always liked their stocks. I run the Bravo stock on just about all of my personal stuff. And so I met with Mark and some of the people over at B5, and we're like, hey, we really want to run with this, you know, and it's been awesome. Like, everyone's really welcomed having, you know, something good and that's reliable out there in the market, but, you know, that's not something you see on every single gun out there.
Okay. All right, cool. And just for everyone out there, you guys don't know this, but this upcoming weekend, PJ is actually going to be out here on the range doing stuff with myself, Walter, Patrick. We're going to be out here doing stuff. So this is you guys' opportunity. If there's things you want to see when we do videos, questions you want answered, this is a great time to hit us up with that so that we know we're doing the research. I'm going to share my Instagram here. I was flipping through this to look for stuff. So right here, let me see, where does this go back to? April 11th, 2015. That's when I posted this. This had to be NRA show. And Aaron from DPMS. I don't know where Aaron is now, what he does, but there you go. That's me and Aaron from see right there, DPMS.
Oh yeah,
T-shirt. And that's Under Armour too. Isn't it Under Armour?
Dude, that's like meant to be right there. I need that shirt.
Yeah, you said you worked with Under Armour, man. Under Armour, I think, is a really cool story. You know, that's out there.
Yeah, and that's why they were so big on stories. And when I got on board with them, I actually moved up to Baltimore. That's where their headquarters is. And, you know, I'm from the suburbs of Atlanta, and I thought I was, you know, consider myself, you know, to be a little streetwise and a little tough. And I moved up to Baltimore, and I was like, all right, I'm not as tough as I thought I was. That place.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, Lola is from, you know, she's from that Maryland area. She actually got her first degree at UMBC. So, yeah. But Baltimore is kind of hood, man. You know, that's a port town.
That's right. And
those port towns could get bad.
It was fun though. It really. I was really young when I worked up there, and so it kind of pushed me, and I got into that role of opening up their retail stores when I was about 25 years old, and so it kind of pushed me, motivated me to say, all right, you know, people. If you're in the right situation, the right place, and you have the right ideas, people, you know, they can get behind you and support you. So a lot of that experience has kind of translated into the, you know, DPMS and working with the people here to really brand it, tell the story, and do it correctly. So, you know, I got a lot of love from my Under Armour people.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Walt, I don't know if you got any other things here. Let's see. Let me try to. And if you have guns, PJ, I think are we in Gorn? Yeah, we're in Gorn, so we can show guns all we. You know, I mean, we can show guns anytime.
Oh heck yeah!
We can get into the guns anytime. Yeah, let's see what you got.
Wait.
Yep, this is our 308. This is our number one seller right here. Just an 18-inch stainless barrel. I don't know if I can get in on here so you can see it, but we have a custom overmolded grip with a little panther head stamped in it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And you can see the good old markings there on the magwell. But this has been kind of our bread and butter. The first thing we really brought back was we call it the DR10. So again, it's got a toolcraft bolt. DC Machine here in Summerville, South Carolina, makes our barrels for us. It's one of the more accurate barrels out there, in my opinion, especially price point. Also has an adjustable gas block, which a lot of your regular 308s out in the market, AR-10s aren't going to have that feature on them. It's also got the nickel boron polished trigger. We do that one with a Magpul stock, so if you're a Magpul person, we will allow you to buy that. We also do it with a B5 stock.
Okay.
And then we also do just classic versions, front sight posts, drop-in handguard, that kind of style too. So the nice thing about our front sight post guns is all of them do come with an M-bus rear flip sight. So we want it, again, out of the box to have, I got my gun, now I got to go over here and buy an M-bus sight too, or a rear optic.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have a carry handle, we include that. Even our railed rifle comes with a set of M-bus sights. So we want it to be out of the box. You can literally buy the gun there, take it over to the range right next door, and start shooting it.
Okay. I see Asper Warrior says, where is it? I think he says, I'm browsing the DPMS website right now. I'm not seeing any 300 AAC uppers. Is that planned?
Yes. So the only 300 blackout we have right now, I think, is going to be in our little 10.5-inch side folder pistol. So we've got one that has the same, folding mechanism as this already built onto it. It comes with an SBA 3 brace. That one has a 10.5-inch 300 blackout barrel. So we do have that available, but we're going to start doing 16-inch 308. We're going to start doing 10.5-inch by itself, 8.5-inch, and even a 7.5.
Okay. And I'm assuming there's going to be a bunch of DPMS lowers and stuff like that going out, right?
Yeah, so
okay.
We are making strip lowers, and those are for sale currently on the retail market for AR-10 and AR-15. Another exciting thing that kind of blends in with the 300 blackout is we're going to be doing non-reciprocating dual-charged uppers. So we're going to have a charging mechanism on the side as well as the rear. And the nice thing is that side charging device isn't going to reciprocate when firing. So
hold that up. So is that on that gun right now? Let me see.
No.
That's not on this one. I have a sample. I can grab it if you want.
I would love
to.
Sample. Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, I would love to see that. So have you seen that? Have you seen that before, Walt? Like both of them, side charging and the regular charging.
He was saying non-reciprocating. I haven't seen that.
Oh, okay. But you've seen both before, but just not like being non-reciprocating.
Bear Creek does one.
All right.
Okay.
The handle reciprocates. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here's the upper receiver. This is our 9mm version of it. So you'll have the side charging mechanism right here. It's a nice aluminum, really smooth, but you still get a good purchase with your finger.
Right.
So you'll be able to charge it there. But then when you charge it from the rear, that front piece stays stationary.
Oh, okay. So wrap that up and put that in the mail to me right now.
I'll bring it down with me. How about that?
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see that. I got ideas.
So
no, that's cool.
The initial gun that's going to come out with that feature is going to be a side charging 7.62 AR. We're going to do it where it takes the conversion magazine as well as a AK platform one, where you'd actually be able to just use AK mags, rock and lock them into your receiver and have that side charging feature. But then we're going to kind of spread it out and do that on 300 blackout. We're going to do a hunting version on our G2 platform, which is the scaled down lightweight 308, where you'll be able to kind of ease it into battery as opposed to letting it slam in there. So if you're out in the deer stand and you want to gently put it in there, you'll have control over that charging handle a little better.
Go ahead, Walt.
No, the larger format gun is better for. You're talking about 7.62 by 39, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I won't say typically, but a lot of times AR bolt heads, the extractors break using 7.62 by 39, especially if you start running them full auto and stuff like that. So that larger diameter bolt head gives you more meat to hold things. So better format.
Yeah, and some people they want to be able to use their AK mags, and some people want it to be an AR where you use a conversion mag. So we're going to kind of give them both options in that respect. And then we're going to provide the uppers too. And the nice thing, if we do an upper and it's in a different caliber, we're going to provide the magazine with the upper. So right now we're doing 350 Legend. Biggest problem with that caliber on the AR platform is finding a good, there you go. That's a D&H, isn't it?
And yeah, it is. And they run, but you know what? You can't beat an AK. You can't beat an AK mag with 7.62. But
you can't.
Walter and I. This is funny because Walter and I were working on a separate project. With something else. I think we were going to do something with the what was that? The BRN, right?
Yeah, the BRN 180. Yeah.
Yeah, we were going to do something with the BRN 180 upper that there is a 7.62 version, and we were like, yeah, we want to.
So here's the whole.
We want to be able to rock in a magazine because I hate those magazines right there.
We had the BRN 180, and I had a Palmetto State lower for the AK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd meld the two together, but the BRN 180 upper is not cut wide enough for the AK magazine to snap in, and we were like, oh.
That was so disappointed.
I mean, I could take that BRN 180 and start hacking on it with the milling machine, but I shouldn't have to do that. I'm just like
no. That would be so. So that's something. So you guys are going to be doing some stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So we've partnered with a couple different people that have come up with some new concepts, some new ideas, as well as just people in house at JJE that have said, hey, this is a project we've kind of looked at some of our different companies. Let's push it through here. So it's been kind of nice to have everyone be so receptive of DPMS here that they're willing to work with us to help us come up with new concepts. So it's been awesome. It's been really a true partnership as opposed to just kind of being the the outcasts and being like, oh, we're just going to keep them over here and keep doing our own thing. It's been it's been really receptive, and it's been a really cool environment to watch it kind of manifest itself.
I think that's why everyone gets excited about this kind of stuff, because not only because of the nostalgia of the old stuff that was out there, but the new stuff, and then even mixing the old and the new and coming up with different things. And even, I was talking, I think to my friend Roy over at Barnauls about what we were just talking about. And, it's expensive to do that, right? If you've got the BRN and then, you've got these different calibers, 300 blackout, 5.56, etc., and it's set up for that, and then you make a whole different one to go 7.62, it adds more expense. I think worth it, but not easy to do. It's just not, like, manufacturing-wise, that takes some investment in order to get that done.
Yeah, it does. And, that's kind of the nice thing, again, having a partner like Palmetto State Armory is they have platforms that we can take a look at and say, yeah, that's cool. How can we put our own spin on it? So if y'all are familiar with the KS47 on the Palmetto side, this is going to be a little similar to that, same look and feel, just with, again, different options, different features to it that I think is going to, kind of make it stand alone in the market a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be awesome. I like the idea of that. I don't think enough people mess around with what you could do here, in terms of that. And if I'm gonna go AK, I want the AK mag. Sorry.
Correct. Yeah. And I'm in the same boat as Walter was saying that, as far as 7.62 goes in an AR platform, it's just tough to get one that works. And I've seen companies develop a 7.62 AR upper because everyone's like, yeah, I want to be able to throw this on my lower and go hog hunting with it or whatever. And they run into the same issues. They're like, man, this thing doesn't feed. It's just because the 7.62 round was meant to be in that classic banana. It was meant to rock and lock. That's just, once you do that, then the feeding issues pretty much dissipate at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once again, that AR bolt head really is not the world's best idea for that size of cartridge. That's why company like a CMMG, they built a larger format gun just for their 7.62. What I was thinking is your subcompact 308, which you guys are coming back out, would be a perfect animal for 7.62 by 30.
Yep. No, that's been definitely brought to the table, is doing that in that G2 platform. So
Yeah.
for people out there that don't know a whole lot about DPMS, the G2 came out and it was kind of revolutionary. It was the sizing and weight was in between your traditional AR-10 and an AR-15, so it's somewhere kind of right there in the middle. But you can definitely feel the weight difference when you pick one up versus a full size AR-10. And
the size
DPMS also, yep, the size is going to be more. It's going to be more comparable to an AR-15. The nice thing about our G2, as well as like I said earlier, going back on the classic DPMS, is we're going to make parts for that line. So I've gotten tons of requests for G2 parts because nobody's making them right now. They're almost unobtainium to get. So we're going to make our guns true copies, so that way every part and piece will work with your old DPMS Gen 2. We've been batting around different calibers. They actually used to make a 243 Gen 2 they called the Compact Hunter. It had a carbon fiber tube handguard, the old style, just straight tube. And so we're batting around, do we want to kind of go in that direction? Do we want to stick more with like 6.5 Creedmoor? Do maybe like an arc or something like that? So we're kind of, we're playing with things, and that's the nice thing, is we have that flexibility to kind of say, hey, let's try this out, and we'll go in that direction and see what happens.
Yeah, it depends on the purpose. There's some cool new calibers and stuff like that out there as well. I know I don't want to get everyone into the big argument of calibers.
Yeah, you can spend all day all these new calibers, but in reality, how many as somebody that makes things, people say, "Oh, you ought to do this, you ought to do that, you ought to do this," and it's like, well, how many of this and that will I sell versus the regular stuff? So you got to look at that too,
Yeah, that is a big problem. Like, what's actually gonna sell? And what's a big part of it is what's available too. It's like, if you talk, I like 5.7 as a caliber, right? I like it, but we've got to get more 5.7 choices out here so far as ammo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So 300 Blackout has grown on everyone, and there's a couple
that's taken 20 years to happen.
I see that as a new thing, but that's just me. But
I remember that.
Uh-huh.
I remember that, going to Knob Creek and buying resized 223 ammo, cases to load up 300 Blackout. It's taken that long for it to get traction.
Yeah,
it's where it's like a common thing. It's like,
we're running up on a hard break here, and I'm actually seeing it this time. Let's take this break. With Armslist, you can shop the extensive list of local and nationwide firearms classified, now with more confidence because of their built-in firewall. For only $6.99 a month for personal use, or $30 a month for business vendors. So when you're in the market, please consider Armslist. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Armslist. Let's see, we're back here now. Walt, I know that you were before you came on the show, you were telling me, you just mentioned the olden days of Knob Creek. You were telling me about the olden days of Knob Creek and DPMS, man.
Yeah, well, they came to the show and they sat up tables and they sold stuff, parts, pieces, springs, detents, barrels, whatever. They didn't sell whole rifles because that's a pain in the ass. They didn't sell receivers because that's a pain in the butt at a show. But they sold parts galore, and there was a face to the name, and you saw those guys every time. And actually, a couple of guys that used to do the show would still come to the creek just to walk around and buy stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was a different feel about things,
They revived the Knob Creek. Did you hear about that?
No, tell me. Revived how?
Revived at Knob Creek, or something else?
It's going to be in my backyard here in the Sawmill. It's a really beautiful complex they have. Yeah. So they're going to be carrying that on this year. So we're pretty excited. I'm going to be going to that. That'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, I think Rachel is involved in something with that, right?
Yep.
Rachel B.
She's kind of spearheading that.
Yeah.
I've been in contact with her, but I don't know if I'm going to do it this time around. But that thing called Sten parts, and those things. Some of those stuff I used to sell by a lot at Knob
By the
Creek.
bushel.
Because I always went to the creek as a vendor. I was always selling stuff. I mean, it was just people.
Yeah, let me
people
tell
would
you,
go
PJ. I would see Walter. He looked like. Have you ever seen the videos of those? You know, the like the Cuban people rolling the cigars. Have you ever seen that video? Those videos? I've seen Walter rolling those freaking tubes, man.
Before going to the show.
Yeah. I don't know how he does it. He's sitting over there rolling up the tubes. He's like, nobody else could do this. I'm the only one that can roll the tubes.
we morphed. We bought a fiber laser, and in the end,
Uh-huh.
in the last few years, we were fiber lasering on the template onto it. But yeah, rolling the template onto a piece of tubing, just physically putting it on there. Everybody can't do it. Trust me. I've seen people try and try and try. It comes out crooked. You know. So
yeah.
But no, I'm
There's an
gonna
art
probably.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I huffed enough adhesive to it'd be an art.
That's what's wrong with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
okay,
happened.
now it's
Yeah.
coming full circle.
Yeah, this is why
Let's
he
dive into
thinks
this a little
this
more.
is why he thinks his schlong is the biggest schlong.
Hey, I didn't say
you go.
me. I wasn't
Sniffing all
talking
that
about me.
glue.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna this go around this October. I think I'm not gonna partake in it because I've got some other things going on, and then not too past that time. So I don't want to. Typically, we go to Knob Creek in April and in October, and my life revolved about April and October. April and October. I did that for like 20 years. So
Yeah,
it's kind of I miss it because I don't have the King's ransom anymore when I come home, but there's something. You know,
it's good that I think it's good that Rachel and the folks that she's partnering up with. I can't remember who that is, but it's good that they're doing something to bring it back.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I wish them all the best on it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hit it next time around, but I think this go I'm going to let it go. So
I'm gonna see if we can get Rachel to come on. It's probably gonna be great. It's tough to organize these things, man. People think it's easy to organize these things.
yeah,
No, there's people that spend the whole year organizing an event.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it's not easy. But if I could do anything to help those people out to promote that, I'd be happy to do it. And I know I was there, man. I was one of the first people Walter started texting in protest when they announced there was going to be no more Knob Creek.
Yeah, and it was.
Yeah.
It was. I think main thing it was just the insurance issues. They went to the vendors one year and said, "Oh, you got to provide your own show insurance, like your own liability insurance." And the vendor said, "Oh, hang on a second. Whoa, back up. I got to do what?" You know, and it's like, then they backed off on that, but yeah, they were. I think they were having some issues with that.
So let me see. There's a couple of questions here. Someone wants to know.
Yeah, let's get into them.
DCG44 says, "What 9mm mags?" And Asper Warrior said, "Scorpion or Glock mags, please."
Scorp.
So on that 9mm, that is a good question. What mags are you guys going to be doing off of those?
The answer to this question is yes. We're going to be doing both, actually. So we're going to do Glock mags as well as the Scorpion mags. So.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Yeah, I'm with that. That'll be cool. The Scorpion mags that I know PSA makes a different kind of Scorpion mag from the... Are we talking the traditional? Because they've switched up these mags, man. These Scorpion mags have gotten switched up, so we can't just say Scorpion mags.
Well, they're not going to... They've got to run with what they ran before because the AKV runs traditional old school Scorpion.
Yeah,
mags.
so what works in the AKV is what we'll be getting, right?
Old school.
Correct, on an AR platform. Yep.
That'll be cool. That's cool. That is
Side
a great
charger as well.
That's a great magazine, man. I've got
That was my question. I was just looking over here at the PSA website. The drag, how you say it? The rifle, the drag and dragger. Not dragger, dragger.
Dagger.
The dagger. Yeah, the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see the dagger now. Just you can wink and just say if I'm good or bad. Or dagger upper 7.62, AKAR lower magazine. They go together and make sweet love.
Wait. Are you talking about the dagger, or are you talking about
Dagger upper.
The Jackal.
760
You're
by
talking,
30.
you're talking Jackal.
Oh,
you're talking Jackal.
Jackal. Yeah, these
Jackal.
These anime.
Yep.
The Jackal upper in 762, and that AKAR lower in with the magazine, and those two get together and make a baby that's just.
Yes. If for anyone listening on audio, either he's got some kind of twitch.
Yeah, it's a twitch.
Yeah, he's got a twitch coming in.
In my eye.
See, I'm an idea guy. That's my thing. I'm an idea guy. Yeah, so.
No, but this is what's cool about. Listen, when you guys are with the lowers, you already have lowers out, right? Lowers already out there.
Yes, complete and stripped.
Okay. Is it possible to get a Panther lower? Like an actual Panther head in front of that lower?
What?
Is that asking too much?
Oh, you mean like in the Magwell?
Yeah, have you ever seen, who is it that did the lowers that had skulls on it? And you know what I'm talking about? Come on.
Yeah.
You get a Panther.
The Sharps brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, Sharp brothers,
yes. Those are cool. I
And
know
Spartan
it's
and a warthog.
Yeah, I know that's more expensive, but come on, man. You know.
So another thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a line where it's going to have scratch marks that start at one end of the handguard and go all the way down the receiver sides.
Okay.
So we're embracing the whole scratch paint.
I
as
want
you can see from my Panther.
Yes,
bust.
I can see the Panther up there. This whole thing, I'm thinking, we bring the 70s all the way back. I want a Panther lower, and I'm gonna put some little red rubies.
There you go.
In the eye.
That'd be
Hey,
wicked.
get him a gold trigger now. Just get the man a gold.
Oh
trigger.
yes.
It's got to have a gold trigger. I mean.
Oh yes. Yeah. I mean, we could go really far with this.
Yeah.
What movie?
I'm gonna hire you as one of my engineering consults, and we're just gonna come up with some killer ideas.
What was it? What's the movie with the Anchorman? Wasn't it Anchorman where they had the Panther cologne? Remember?
The Sex Panther.
Yeah, Sex Panther.
Yeah. So it's funny you mentioned that because I originally wanted to latch on to that and kind of do some marketing, but apparently 60% of the time it works every time is not good for a firearm, so I got shut down. But we did make we had some koozies. I think, did you get one of our koozies, Hank, at the gathering that said made with bits of real Panther? So
yes.
Good?
Yeah. I think
I forced it into your hand.
Yes,
with
I
my
remember
wig on.
this. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah. It was a completely different person that gave that koozie. Because
We can bring him out if you want
Lola
to.
was expecting to see.
Out.
Yeah, okay. Lola was expecting to see the king. So Lola was like, "Where is the king?" Right, Walt? When we
started wardrobe change.
When we started this, right now no one can see you, so you could. But
okay.
You can go bring in the king. But Lola was like, this is not the guy that we met.
This is the guy I'm looking for.
She's texting me. She's like, this is not the dude. And I think she's trying to tell me because PJ looks like, okay, this is going to be business. And Lola's trying to tell me, don't get crazy.
We're ready now.
Don't get crazy because,
boom.
Oh boy.
What's going on? He's here.
Panther King.
You should cheer because we're going to have us a good time. Let's go.
All right. Do you actually? How many Panthers do you have? This is what I want to know.
Stuffed or live? That is a key question.
Yes.
So, I've got one Panther that the feds know about. I got 3 more that I use strictly for breeding purposes because you can never have too many Panthers. Another thing, I put it out there. I said, hey, you send me a stuffed Panther and I will get you a free gun. And you know what? The best offer I got was my daddy shot me a cougar when I was little and I'll spray paint it black and send it to you. I swear to God, they said that.
Yeah, I mean, when did they make it illegal? Like, when did hunting? I know in Florida you can't hunt panthers, so I don't think you can, right, Walt?
Can't. They're glorious. No. Why would you want to hunt a panther? It's a glorious creature. It's out there prowling around, jumping from limb to limb.
There's panthers out here. When you walk across one of those panthers out in the woods, you're gonna get lots of different thoughts. But yeah, don't let Don't let those thoughts go through your brain. Just let the panther eat you. Just know that you are part of society. You're saving the planet by letting that panther chew you up. So here's my question: how the hell do you feed these panthers, man? Who are you? Who's getting fed to the panthers?
Liberals.
Okay.
Plain and simple. I mean,
that's a lot of good food.
You know, they get too close. They want to come out here and talk about these mean old, big scary guns I'm making. Well, hey, here's my panther. Why don't you pet this kitty cat? And then it goes downhill from there.
Right. You know what's funny? And people who are listening on audio, you can't see this. That wig is messing up the camera.
It is, isn't it?
The camera doesn't know what to...
This.
Yeah, it's like, what do I focus on over here?
There's too much in this. All right, I'm sweating profusely. So
okay.
Woo!
Oh boy.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that was a good time.
Booth at SHOT Show, you will meet the Panther King. He will be signing autographs.
Oh boy. Yeah. And
tasteful, seductive photography that I will sign for you.
You have to get the full picture of like a dude in some tight short shorts.
Tight short shorts. With boots on.
Yeah, boots on and big hairy legs. I don't know. Wait, I don't know. Are you
pounds?
Are you shaving? Are you shaving the legs? Waxing? I don't know what the hell. I don't know.
Nah, I just go all natural with it.
Boom. There you go. Some people like it like that.
70s. He's going 70s on that thing. You know what I'm saying?
This is how
our owner Jamin, Josiah's brother, who Josiah pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
He found out about the Panther King kind of inadvertently, so I posted something that was just supposed to go on the Panther King Instagram account, which is Panther_King_actual.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna look it up.
You'll get some good stuff on there.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
But I was posting something that was just supposed to go on that page, and somehow it got linked to my personal Facebook. So it posted this video of me doing something absurd with my wig on. Mm-hmm. And 5 minutes later, the owner of JJE Capital gives me a call, and he's like, "Am I speaking to the Panther King?"
Uh-oh.
And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he goes, "I think it's amazing. Keep doing it. Go full force with it. I love it."
so it's Panther _King.
I got his full support.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Jamin's cool. I've spoken with Jamin one time. I actually, it's not easy to get a meeting with Jamin. I got like 2 hours, and I was supposed to shoot video. And Jamin was like, "Okay, let's talk off the record first." Okay, off the record was 2 hours.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so there's no video, but it was awesome.
That dude loves talking about guns, though.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude.
So that was.
I'm good friends, of course, with Josiah. Yeah, here he goes, Walt. I have it up here. Panther_King.
Oh, actual.
Okay. There you go. Everyone go subscribe here so you can see. Let's see. Let's flip through some photos here. You look like
that's my glorious.
Your cup right there.
Yeah, that's my cup that the Panther Queen got for me.
There you go. Oh, there's a Panther Queen too. Yeah. There you go. There's some.
The Panther King sings songs and serenades people.
Oh my God.
That was at NRA. That was our painted Panther AK that I decorated in the outfit.
See, here we go. This is what I'm telling you. The legs are not as hit. The legs are getting waxed. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, if you request it, it can happen.
Those legs are getting waxed. There's not as much fire. Oh boy.
America.
Yeah. So you guys have to check. You guys have to check that out. So. There you go. I went and I followed it. Yeah. Oh, wait a second.
And that's kind of a.
Are you doing you got to make big. So there's chains like this, right, with the Panther King?
We're working on it. Actually, we might be. If you come by our booth at SHOT Show, we may or may not have chains we're giving away. You'll have to come visit us.
Okay.
How about some patches? Any patches in the works? Any patches?
Yeah, actually, the logo that was on that cup you showed earlier. We went ahead and I thought it was a joke at first, but our general counsel was like, "Hey, we're going to trademark this and service market."
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, "That's funny." And he's like, oh no, we really are. So that is actually trademarked and service marked now. But we'll have patches coming out that say, I think it says "Welcome to the Jungle," and then it has the panther head on there, or the Panther King, so to speak.
Did you ever see what is the name of the guy from the show Eastbound? Is it Eastbound and Down?
Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers. You ever seen that Kenny Powers meme where Kenny Powers is going like this?
Yep, that's what I was going for.
I
Most
love
of my
that.
energy is channeled
I love
directly
that
from that show.
Yeah, I gotta find that Kenny Powers. That Kenny. If you are having a bad day, and you find that Kenny Powers meme, or somebody post that Kenny Powers meme somewhere, I'm gonna see if I can find it. That Kenny Powers meme is just damn good. Do you know what I'm talking about, Walter?
I don't know.
It's a thing. It's a thing where Kenny. It's like he's shooting a machine gun, right?
Yeah, the boy, like the little 11-year-old child, is shooting his machine gun AR, and he's just sitting there, just going like this in the background, doing a little shimmy.
Yeah, let me see if I could. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's the Kenny Powers.
There it is.
You never saw this, Walt?
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Oh, God bless America.
That looks like an old DPMS gun in there, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, what? No, hold on. What is that? It could be.
No, it's
looks like a DPMS or a Bushmaster, possibly something like that.
Yeah. Oh boy, yeah, Kenny Powers, man. I love that show.
It was great. It had especially when you throw Will Ferrell in it too. It's like he can always make something better.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, someone was asking earlier. I don't know if it was Asper Warrior. Can you, if you want to buy parts, do you have to be an like anything from you guys has to be an FFL, or if you want to get parts, how would you get the parts?
So right now everything is wholesale only. We're working on possibly having the parts available on maybe the PSA website or some other websites out there. I know I've spoken with some of the large parts providers. They've been very interested in carrying DPMS stuff. So I've had talks with Barnauls and companies like that, especially when we come out with the G2 parts that people really want, as well as the retro carry handle stuff. You'll more than likely be able to buy it through a Barnauls or a larger online retailer like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when the G2 came out, I remember seeing it at SHOT Show, and there was a buzz about it for a while. And this is back Freedom Group days. There was a buzz, right. There was articles written, and then it just kind of went. It fell to the wayside, in my opinion. And because you went to look for it, do you carry this? Do you carry it? No, we don't have that. We don't have that. We don't. I don't know if there was manufacturing issues, shipping issues. I don't know, but I thought it was cool because it was somebody was taking the time to change. I mean, the AR-10, if you want it to be big and clunky, it can be super big and clunky. I got one down here that it's heavy barrel, heavy this, heavy. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times I don't, if I'm just blasting and having fun, I don't want to have a 50 cal weight AR.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization like TUSC Crypto. TUSC cryptocurrency is a firearm-friendly e-commerce option for online payment transactions, secured on the blockchain. So when you're in the crypto market, please consider TUSC, TUSC. All right, so let's see. As we continue here, I'm going to go to a comment. BB King Blanc says, Josiah is the main man. He takes really good care of me on the minor issues I've had. Great family. And he says, Hank, do the BCA 6.5 Creedmoor uppers fit PSA Gen 3 PA-10 lowers? I don't know.
I can't on the PA-10 stuff. It's tough because some stuff's compatible and some's not. It's like there's not really a mil spec, so to speak, on that platform. So
and he's talking. So I guess he's talking Bear Creek Arsenal 6.5 Creedmoor upper fit on a PSA Gen 3 PA-10 lower. That's one of the problems with the AR-10 platform. Back in the days or years ago, everybody went their own way. Armalite, Stoner, Knights Armament, DPMS. Everybody built different versions that don't all get together. They don't fit right. Different height scope rails, different height disc, different diameters of things, and so you got to be careful.
That's tough for the end consumer. That's tough for the end consumer, man. Some things need to be standardized just to make it easy for the customers out there.
Yeah,
it's a challenge. What we do on our the 308 that I held up earlier. So this one right here. The cool thing about this one is in the lower receiver itself, there's only 4 unique parts from an AR-15. So you got, of course, your takedown pin, your pivot pin, things like that are going to have a wider frame. Also, the bolt catch and mag catch are going to be a little bit wider where they meet at that mag well. But every other part in there is AR-15 parts. So if you want to put an AR-15 drop-in trigger in our AR-10, it's plug and play. So that's another thing we wanted to go for, was to have some compatibility out there with aftermarket parts. But, unfortunately on that platform, some things do have to be a little proprietary. But we tried to make it as easy as possible for people to, put a new trigger and put a Geisley SSAE or, that trigger that they love on their AR-15, and boom, you can put it in your AR-10 as well.
Yeah. The thing about this is it's really like Legos for dudes, right? That's what everyone says. And
100%.
And guys like to do that. But I get it. You can't necessarily get everything.
Yeah, the AR-10 platform is just a wee bit trickier. Just a wee bit. I mean, if you know what you're doing and you've got a little experience, hopefully not through buying the wrong parts go together. It's not bad as long as you know what to ask for.
Yeah. For some reason your camera froze, Walt. I don't know what's up with that. I know mine. Yeah, why is Walter frozen?
I think it was all the Dong comments.
Yeah, it's catching up to him.
It is.
The camera's. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you, but your camera's frozen, and I could see.
Yeah, I see that. I see that, but it shows it's on.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he's probably gonna dial back in here. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay.
There. Yeah. Don't mess with the Chinese people.
They'll cut you.
Yeah. You're not Donald Trump.
So what do you want me to bring down this weekend? What are we going to shoot?
Everything.
All right.
Well, okay, Walt. What's your request, Walt?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to bring. I'm going to bring my M16, which you can whatever you want to snap on top of it that's got a full auto bolt.
Yeah.
You can play with that.
You're bringing some 30 cal stuff, I'm assuming. We're gonna have some cans.
Every one of our bunch is full auto rated, so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, some have, the sear trip on the bolt carrier itself, and that's a funny thing. Thinking of AR-15s, we've been talking about back in the old days, everybody was so scared to put a 16 bolt carrier in their AR-15 upper because that was a machine gun part. You might be doing it. But now, practically all the manufacturers use 16 bolt carriers. I mean, it's almost across the board.
That's
bring some machine guns.
That's just locks in better. What's the thing with whatever?
Well, like myself, I've got a 16 lower, so you drop that upper on top of that 16 lower, and it's time to have a fun switch time. Without having to swap out the bolt carrier and all that monkey business. So,
yeah.
Right.
But I'll bring that 16. Probably bring maybe. I know I'm going to bring the Swedish K. What else? I got a couple of the machine guns I'll probably bring along too.
Yeah.
And then as far as not machine gun stuff, I've got a UTOS 9mm pistol I've never shot. I got to bring that along. I got some short barrel AR stuff that I built. Maybe I'll bring that along too.
Yeah, I hope you're ready for some shooting because Walter, when we get together, Walter just brings everything and just starts shooting. I'm trying to be all organized and make videos and bring some content to the people. Walter gets frustrated. He's like, I don't have time for this. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. Bang, 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 bang.
Okay. Let me just say this about this weekend. I'm being serious now. If you look at the weather coming up this weekend, I think on Saturday up in your neck of the woods is 70% chance of rain.
Okay.
So all I'm saying is we got to get down to the business before
right.
Before it gets.
If it's not raining, we're not training.
PJ, last
That's
time we were
right.
up there, we were clearing. He had a big pile of burn pile he needed to burn, so flamethrower in the burn pile.
I still have your flamethrower here. Your flamethrower is here.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
And then a thunderstorm came in, and it effing rained. I mean, it didn't rain a little bit. It poured.
Oh, don't mess around in Florida.
No.
When it rains, it rains.
It was thunder. There was lightning, everything.
At my shop this afternoon, we had what's commonly called cow pissing on a flat rock rain. I mean, it fucking came down. There was lightning. We have a radio tower next to my shop, and the guide wires come down next to the parking lot at my shop. And when lightning gets close, the guide wires crackle before the boom hits. So you hear, I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, you know? This is Florida, man. You could wind up part of a Florida man story here. You could. It could happen to you. It's let me see. I have to see if I could pull this up because I was telling I was actually telling everyone. Remember I think I was telling you guys on Monday, Walter, that that over in Gainesville, my friends caught a gator. Do you remember I was telling you that?
Yeah.
Remember I told you the guys at Sunshine State RV? There's no gators here.
Did they mean to catch it?
Yes, in the back of their.
Okay.
There's a creek that goes through the property their business is on, and okay. And I was telling everyone they caught this gator. So, and I was like, guys, I'm telling everyone this. No one believes me, so you guys have to share some pictures with me so I can show everyone. So while we remember this, I'm just gonna roll. I'm gonna roll some of these pictures in so you guys. Can see.
That's a real alligator.
This
Holy shit,
is the gator. That's Matt, by the way. But this is the gator. Yo, yeah. They caught a for reals gator out there. This is Tim. He's trying to take a freaking selfie.
While they're pinning its face down and duct taping.
This is Florida Wildlife came out. I heard this gator. Look at what he's doing. Look at how he's trying to take.
What a nut.
This is Corey right here. So Corey, Corey is a bow hunter. That's why he's got those massive arms. And he's the one who tied this gator up. and so yeah, Tim is down on the ground here trying to take a freaking selfie. It's really crazy.
That's too funny.
So yeah, I heard. See, this is the gator in the creek. That was
Wow.
Yeah. There was it was stalking them from what I hear. You know, and they had to do something.
It's a big old gator.
Yeah.
Behind our shop, a little ways back, there's a creek that runs into a big pond, small lake, and there's gators in there too, also. So
yeah.
I
know someone said those are nice boots. That gator's still alive. They took him out to some lake somewhere and released him. So they don't kill. Like Florida won't kill a gator. You can't kill a gator unless it's absolutely necessary.
They're in hunting. There's a season where they kill lots of gators.
There is hunting. Actually, my friend Corey that I showed in the pictures with the red T-shirt on, he's got the license to hunt gators and stuff like that. So, but you
have to get a special tag for that or something.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
And,
South Carolina, you can get a gator tag.
Yeah. So he's not boots. He's not boots. Just for anyone who wants to know. 42 Chill says, "Bring your rubbers." It's not going to be that kind of party, but okay.
Is he talking about boots or my full latex suit or what?
I don't know.
Let's change that rubber thing. Let's call them wellies, like they do.
For rain gear. Your rain gear.
Bring your wellies. Bring your wellies.
Yeah, bring your rain gear.
Bring your wellies.
Josiah's there, so it could get weird. You never know.
Well, this is true. This is true. I'm not going to argue that at all. What is it? Asper Warrior says he didn't hear his answer. What's the deal on parts in FFLs? Yeah, everything has to go through an FFL that you know. So
it'll go through an FFL or an online retailer.
Yeah. So I would say to Asper Warrior, if there's a store or something that you know, if they're not a dealer with DPMS, just ask them to sign up. Right? It's not difficult to sign up.
No, it literally takes 5 minutes on your computer. They just go in, fill out an online little form, put all their information in, upload their FFL, and they're good to go. But Hank, you might be able to help me with your Barnauls connection. We can talk about that and see if we can't get them go ahead and start carrying it full force, because I think they used to push a lot of DPMS parts, and I've talked to somebody and he's no longer the person to talk to. So
yeah,
that's something we're working on.
Yeah, those guys move around there. I can definitely link you up to the Barnauls guys. Barnauls is massive, so the buyer is they probably got a different guy that's the buyer, or they like people got shifted around there. But for sure, man. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure that they would like to do something with that. So yes, I can totally link you up with that. I'm trying to see. I want to see some of the older, like the nostalgic stuff. I'm assuming that's what people want to see when we do videos.
Yes. Okay.
So, what do you think on that, Walt? Am I right or wrong?
No, that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. Someplace around here, I know
like
I have
an A1 or an A2.
Well, I have that stuff. I have all that stuff.
Okay.
A1. You have a? Do you have DPMS A1
A2?
Yeah, we do actually. Oh, him. I'm sorry.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. You bring it. You bring it, PJ. Walter, if you don't have it, we'd like to. We'd like to see that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. What about that G2? What about the G2 that we were talking about?
Yeah.
What about that? What's up with that?
So that we're finalizing some stuff on it. We should, from what I am hearing from engineering, we should have one available to bring to SHOT Show. That'll be the Gen 2 Nuevo. But I do have a classic Gen 2 that I could still bring with me that we could shoot down there. It's a fun gun to shoot.
Yeah. Let's. That'll be cool to do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know what other kind of stuff. Do you guys have any can launchers or anything like that? Or you're not doing that kind of stuff, right?
We have access to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it's going to be a fun time.
It's the old F5 one.
Okay. What about, so we were talking about bullpups. Any bullpups in the, in the future here? What can you tell us?
The bullpups, it has been batted around and talked about. There's some other projects that are, kind of in front of that. But there is down the road talks of looking at that, but probably nothing for the immediate future. Just gonna kind of stick to the original DPMS stuff, give it our own little flair, some, newer stylings and furniture, stuff like that. But, we're open to going into some of those, arenas that DPMS didn't venture into prior. So the AKs, for example, the possibility of, personal carry protection type guns.
Doing a handgun. Okay.
I'm even pushing to do possibly a DPMS 1911 because I'm a 1911 junkie.
That's what I was going to ask.
So that's something.
Okay, because you said handgun, but I was wondering, is that going to be like in the Glock vein or the 1911 vein?
We're kind of treading to see what direction we think we want to go in. Obviously, the polymer frame striker fire is a little bit easier than cranking out 1911s. Have to be individually fit and parted and all that stuff. So, but we're definitely going into that genre. So hopefully we're carry both options personally.
Okay. Yeah. And, I know, like, obviously, bullpups is something you guys didn't do before, but it would be cool to see. And there's some nostalgic bullpup stuff out there that we never really got here that I would love to see, but that's just my own personal... that's what I'm getting.
And I got to show you something...
Do I need to bring the arm pistol?
See, I'm going to show you something really cool, too.
Yeah, bring the arm pistol, Walter, so we could show, them some old school, some old school stuff that these guys have done here in the past. I think that would be cool. What was the coolest thing that was back in the days? Go ahead.
Well, who's going first? Who's on first? Anyways, no. What PJ had out earlier was basically like an XM77 knockoff. with the extended brake and the 10-inch barrel and the collapsible stock. That's with XM 177 themed.
Yep.
I always jones for those things when I was just getting all stuff. I got to get me one of those. And it's like, I probably dabbled in them in a little bit, and then went on to other things. But that's just a cool platform. Yeah. Not very practical for shooting long distances or anything like that, but just fun to shoot. So, yeah.
I think that's what this is all about mostly. Are you gonna do? So I know in the Gorn section we didn't talk about it. This AR that I have here to show off is actually a 22, and this is the Defiance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is the Defiance that the guys at what is this? I know this is the right magazine. There we go. Yeah, this is the Defiance that the guys from Chris Vector make. So check that out. They don't do this, but this has an integrally suppressed barrel in it. That's
awesome.
That's what's going through there. So 22s, before I forget that, PJ. Some 22s in the making, perhaps, maybe.
So
possibly.
What I'm pushing for is I want to do an AR platform 22 that takes like a Ruger 1022 mag. Like kind of like the Charger style mag. That's what I'm looking at doing. So it's not just your typical, inside the mag well with a little tiny caliber, but you actually
so this one
feel to it.
This one takes these. What are these mags called, Walt? Because this is a kind of a standard that I see.
I don't know.
This is a Smith & Wesson one, but when they did the conversions, everyone did the conversions to turn your AR. Well, yeah, what were these mags called? Someone knows this. I don't know where it came from or who started making them first. I first saw them with Smith & Wesson, but they do work. They do work in these things too. But you're saying, go ahead.
I have the CMMG 22 conversions for the.
Yeah.
For the
it's the same one. The CMMG works in here also.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you like the Ruger over this because I think. You can only get like 10 rounds with the Ruger
No, they have a 30-round magazine.
Oh, they do? Okay. All right. Okay.
And then we might possibly make one that's even bigger.
Oh, yes.
Oh, well,
do it!
Yeah. I have a 100-round drum that's a 1022 pattern.
Oh.
That would be killer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one little fun toy that we're looking at, possibly to do a variance of, or maybe to do some play on it. But I work with Matrix Arms really closely there, helping us do some of our engineering, some of our, different aspects of guns. So they came out with this gun not too long ago, and it is one of the most fun guns I've ever shot. So it's an aluminum frame, Glock 19, Gen 3,
22.
but it has the 1911 grip angle.
Oh, okay.
And this thing, it's gorgeous too. So you can kind of see some of the detail on the barrel.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And their version comes standard with a Timney Alpha Elite trigger as well.
Okay, that's a Gucci Glock right there.
Oh, and I'll be bringing this for us to shoot with my can on it. And it is awesome to shoot. I mean, you of course get a little more weight with the metal frame, but it has more of that 1911 feel, which I like personally. It also has interchangeable grips, so you can get a little more aggressive with a beaver tail, some different stippling on there and stuff. But
let's take a quick break here. Barrel. Let's take a quick break. We're coming right back.
The Who Moved My Freedom podcast is made possible by our partners at 2A Commerce. Veteran owned and with over 20 years experience, 2A Commerce is the leader in custom e-commerce and web application development in the shooting sports industry. Clients include major brands such as Guard Dog Body Armor, Sylvan Arms, AccuFire Technologies, The Tactical Games, Warrior Knife Company, and yours truly, Hank Strange. Visit 2A Commerce and support this show by supporting them. Once again, visit the number 2acommerce.com.
All right, so I can see in the chat there's a couple of guys that said this looks like the Smith & Wesson mags are Black Dog mags. So there you go, Black Dog Machine. 22. So there you go. That's what that is. So Black Dog, I guess, is who was making that first, Any of these? I guess that's where
I know those are the best. Like whenever when I was with Palmetto State Armory and we did the 22 uppers, that's what we recommended were the Black Dog mags because they ran flawlessly.
Yeah. Okay, let's get a look at that pistol again because we got cut short there. So I want to give it some more airtime. So yeah, start from the top if you don't mind.
Yep. So basically compatible with a Glock 19 slide barrel. Even the internals, a lot of them are the same. There's a couple of different parts. As you can see, these set screws are a little bit wider gauge to accommodate the aluminum frame. But even when you break it down, which is kind of tricky to do because I put a bunch of rounds through it. Let's see. Come on now. There we go. All right. So when you break it down and get in there, you can see that a lot of the components, like if you look at it from this angle, it almost looks just like a painted polymer Glock frame. Has a lot of the same features and characteristics of it. Even the slide underneath it has a lot of those same characteristics, but it takes, Glock sights on it, everything that you'd normally be able to put on there. So that's something that I will personally, I'm working with them and they're seeing if they can come up with a concept that might work for us to do.
And who is that again? BB King Blanc says that's a really cool looking pistol. He's never seen one like it. Who's doing that?
The company's called Matrix Arms. They do some really, really cool stuff. A lot of them are aerospace engineers that also just happen to have a passion for guns. So that's why they come up with stuff that looks and feels a little bit different because they're kind of in a different headspace than your typical gun engineer.
Okay, very cool. How many people are doing 22 versions of those, I wonder?
Of ARs?
No, of the pistols like that, like where like a Gucci'd out 22 pistol. I know we got a lot of 22 pistols out in the world. So I know that, but I was just thinking that when I first saw it, I was like, "That's cool. If that would be cool as like this is what people used to call the Gucci Glock. That's why I'm saying that." But
yeah,
be cool to.
No,
I love 22s,
right,
man. Yeah, 22s are just so much fun. Like I get my hands on all kinds of 22 pistols that I could, if I could help it. So there's some cool ones out there.
One of my buddies just got one of the SIG P322s, and we were shooting that the other day at the range suppressed. And I'm like, it's so fun because you can just sit there and dump through mags, and you're not like, oh, well, there goes $100 in ammo right there. You can have fun and shoot and train and work on things without sitting there worrying about how many boxes you've gone through.
Yeah, you can't. Right. Yeah, you can't ever go wrong with 22. So there you go. Yeah. Now, I don't know, we're probably in almost the last segment here. I don't know if we've hit everyone's questions. So if you guys have any other things, let me know so I can get into it here. Walt, I don't know if you've got any stuff that you want to get into.
We haven't really talked about anything juicy. Like, we need to get into something juicy here.
Oh, okay. Stuff going on in the world?
Yeah, let's dig.
Okay, all right. Where do you want to go, man? You lead us. You lead us, almighty Panther King, into... If you like... By the way, if you like Panther stuff, I've got some cool Panther, my car is actually painted in Black Panther Crystal Metallic.
Ooh.
My car is actually...
I'm down with that.
Yeah, my car is actually purple, but you can't tell unless it's in the sun.
I dig that. I like that.
So I've got some cool Panther stuff, I'm kind of like the Black Panther, let's be honest. That's why I think we've got to develop that Panther lower, you know what I mean? That Panther head lower. It's got to...
The Panther head, they can just have like Wakanda on the side of it in big letters?
No, not Wakanda. No, not necessarily.
No? Okay. All right.
Not necessarily that, but,
I don't think DPMS can afford that.
Nah.
We don't want to get you guys in trouble with Marvel.
You can't afford that one.
We don't want to do
would
that.
Be a little Anchorman quotes are one thing, but yeah.
We don't want to do that. But hey, nobody owns just Black Panther. Nobody owns it.
No.
Correct.
No.
Yeah. We had an idea the other day.
Yeah.
We were batting around funny ideas, and we had an idea to come out with a women's shooting line called the Pink Panther, and we're like, we can't do that either. It's too close to.
Yeah. There are actual Black Panthers, so let's be honest about that. And I actually had a friend of mine who's a white guy from Detroit, and he's a gun guy. Oh, Walter's heard this story already. He's a white guy. He's from Detroit, grew up with all black people and everything. So when the Black Panthers were out, he was down with that, and he tried to become a Black Panther, and they would not allow him, obviously, to join.
Those racists wouldn't have anything to do with him.
They wouldn't allow him to join the Black Panthers, so him and some other friends started a group called the White Panthers. And when he told me that, I was like, whatever, dude. I looked it up.
That's too funny.
I looked it up. It's for reals. There was actually White Panthers.
White Panthers.
Yeah, so you might want to you could revive that if you want to. I don't know.
The White Panthers.
That might get mixed reactions. We'll have to see about that.
Yeah. But I like Panther stuff too. I like the nostalgic, like 70s, the black, what were those paintings of? Like a velour painting? Is that what?
Yes. We need to get some of those, but infuse it with like day glow color, so it's like a black light poster, but with
exactly.
Majestic Panthers.
Yeah. You've got to build a room somewhere, like a set, okay? A set. And you have, first of all, some bead curtains in the background. Then you get the wicker basket chairs. Remember the wicker basket?
Like in the Ladies' Man?
Yeah, the wicker basket chairs, you get a bunch of those velvet paintings all around, just, you got to go full hog, man.
Yeah, that's a vibe right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Armin and Axis says Hank is nothing like Black Panther. Okay, thank you. Whatever. Listen, I was born in Guyana, man, in South America, and there's a lot of Black Panthers in Guyana. I'll tell you that right now. That's one of the. That's I mean, we're talking Amazon.
I think they were in South America. They're referred to as jaguars. Jaguars.
I'm going to call them Black Panthers. I'm going to call them
jaguars.
Wait, so the Panthers are only. That's not if it's just here. That's not just here.
The Panthers include jaguars. They include because we've researched it when we've on our downtime.
Cougars, like the mountain lions and stuff like that.
Oh, they're in the same. They're in the same family. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can't remember which language it is, but one of the languages, Panthera, actually means panther.
Yeah, the term Black Panther is most frequently applied to black-coated leopards, Panthera pardus, of Africa and Asia, and jaguars, P. onca, of Central and South America. Black-furred variants of these species are also called black leopards and black jaguars, respectively. So there you go.
There you go.
Boom. We did something educational.
Hey, we learned something new. I appreciate that.
We did something educational there, but I love. And also, there's a car, a Panthera, isn't that a car?
Pantera, yes.
Pantera, yeah.
Tommaso Pantera.
Oh, I love that car. That's a kit car, right? Or
originally it was a car.
Oh, it was a car?
Yeah, originally, yeah.
And it's a killer band as well, so.
Right, that's
Pantera, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen those cars in a while, man. Those are badass cars. Oh, here we go. Here's some pictures of those for anyone who wants to see what those bad boys look like.
Speaking of retro.
Mm-hmm.
Hank, have you ever heard of the band Steel Panther before?
Yes, I have heard of it. That's 80s stuff. That's hair bands.
Steel Panther?
They're
Steel Panther?
They're kind of like a mock on hair bands, but they're absolutely hilarious.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, it's a what do you call it?
It's kind of like Spinal Tap. It's like a
yeah. I saw what's the name of the guy from that was in Megadeth? I saw he was on Joe Rogan. What's that guy's name?
Mustaine.
Yeah, Mustaine. Mustaine was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So
I did. I listened to that one the other day. That was pretty cool.
Was it good? I only saw a snippet. Go ahead.
Oh, from the chat, and this you kind of answered this question already. Was BB King Blanc about saying AR uppers don't need an FFL? asking about buying them, and you kind of mentioned that you kind of said that you guys don't have a retail parts portal yet.
Correct. Yeah. So kind of the way we're going with DPMS would be, instead of going direct to consumer, we're going to be going, direct to FFL or direct to a distributor. And, that's what most of the manufacturers out there do. Even though people don't realize it's Glock, you can't go on necessarily Glock.com and buy your handgun. You have to go to your FFL online, someplace like that. So that's probably going to be the direction that we go in now. If we end up selling stuff to PSA and they have it on their website, then that's a possibility as well, but that's not happening right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you start selling parts retail, you have to have somebody sitting there answering the telephone saying, it's...
Honestly, the easy way to go is if you've got a local retailer, and they're willing to sign up, which if it's not difficult, then you can get you can get the parts through them and stuff like that. That's, and then that way there's, local guy gets some business and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So, there you go. If I knew, for example, I have an FFL, if I knew enough people wanted those parts, I'd order the parts. But I think you said you don't have any limits either, right?
Correct. Yeah. So if somebody has someone in their shop and they need a BCG, they can just go on there, order one BCG, boom, it ships out to them in 1 to 2 days is where we're at right now in our shipping. So it's been fantastic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so what juicy stuff do we want to talk about? We want to talk about politics? What do you guys want to get into?
Let's see.
We just had elections in Florida yesterday.
How'd that go?
If you want to. For me, it went well. But I was telling Walter earlier that in Gainesville, which is the closest town to here, it's like a college town. University of Florida is out there.
Very liberal.
Yeah, liberal, very liberal. They ran out of Republican ballots, so they were turning Republicans away.
How do you do that?
Wow.
It's impossible. I don't know how you do that. It doesn't make sense. Everyone who's registered.
You know
to
how
vote.
many? Right.
Yeah.
And so. Oh dear. Yeah. To me, if I was DeSantis and I heard that, I'd have that. See, the governor can fire the local, I think, elections people, if I'm not mistaken. Because they think they did it down in Miami one time. They're bringing him up on an investigation, Yeah,
so. I think they should definitely look into that and figure out what went on, because a lot of those people that got turned away, there's no way they came back, So basically, they got denied their vote.
Right.
But how does that? So, for example, what I was mad about is my precinct or my county here. I looked it up to see how many people that were registered to vote that voted. Only like 35% of the people who were registered to vote voted in the primaries here, and that's sad.
That's typical.
It's typical, I know, but it's sad, man. Come on, more
still
people,
sad.
Yeah, more people need to vote in these primaries.
Well,
there was
primary,
there were some Republicans that were running, and they had challengers, and those Republicans that were running are some of the guys in the state house that put in the gun control we have in Florida and have been refusing to remove it or give us open carry. And I refuse to vote for those bastards, but they still made it through. People need to go out there and vote and get rid of those people. Be educated about who you're voting for. Look that up and see what these guys' records are.
If I don't know who it is, I don't vote for anybody. I mean, if it's like there's judges. These judges, I don't know who they are. Nope, I just don't even pick anybody.
It's just... But it's easy enough to. It's easy. I don't get it, man. It's so easy. People can get online and look up all kinds of shit, and they won't look up. Like, you could go to your county and see who's on your ballot and Googleify it.
Well, those same people that won't do it, they also are the ones that are bitching and moaning when things don't go their way. It's like, well, you had a chance to make a change and you just sat there and did nothing. It's like, don't either do one or the other. Be active and participate, then you can have a conversation. But if you're not going to do that, then
what voting precincts open? I know they close at 7 here in my thing. They open at what, like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning?
In the morning,
Yeah, come on, man. You have all day. If you're going to work, and like Lola drove past it and was like, oh, but she was late for work. So when she came back, she went. It was still, open. So I don't know, man. Come on. It took me like 5 minutes to get it done. And I know in some places it's longer, but it's really important to do this.
Here.
We can't complain if we keep voting for these idiots, even on the Republican side, who are putting in gun control as happened in Florida, or who also refuse to remove it, and then they want to keep going up in higher and higher offices.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, the only good news, I think Nikki Fried is out of it.
Well, Charlie Crist. And Charlie Crist, if you don't know, Charlie Crist is the world's biggest flip. He was a Republican, then he went Democrat, then he's went Republican. Or if I got that wrong, he was Democrat first, then he went Republican, and then he's back to being a Democrat.
Wait, wasn't he? He went Libertarian at one point.
Well,
I think so. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah.
And there's rumors about Charlie Crist that just, he's married, but he's really
not
married.
Going he's not going to win. He's no one can beat. No one can beat DeSantis.
His ad was, "I'm the only one that can beat DeSantis."
No,
I'm like,
no.
What? Come on, man.
Nah.
No. Good luck with that.
So do you think he's going to be involved in either vice presidency or presidency?
I don't want DeSantis to be a vice president to Trump. If DeSantis is going to... I don't want him to necessarily run right now because I think DeSantis is doing good things for Florida. But let's say he has to run. DeSantis is a president, not a vice president, in my opinion.
That's what I think, too.
Yeah, I would rather have DeSantis over Trump. I voted for Trump both times. I'm a New Yorker. But as a gun guy, I think there's a lot of ways that Trump failed us. And yeah, I'm mad about the FBI thing and all that, but
oh yeah, it's hard not to be once you start finding out details.
Yeah, I'm mad about it.
There's an election coming up. Come on, you don't need any details. That's the most obvious freaking thing in the world. It's like, come on,
It
man.
It is obvious. If Trump is running, if Trump winds up running, of course I'm going to vote for him, right? I'll be part of the Vengeance Party, but I don't know how much further it's going to move us forward as gun guys, and that's what I worry about that whole thing. I worry in the end that it comes down to just Trump. So that's why I don't want DeSantis to be like a vice president. I don't know what you guys think.
And DeSantis hasn't done what he said he'd do here with the constitutional carry stuff either. He says
true.
put it in front of me and I'll pass it. Well,
the guys who refused to put it in front of him, we just gave them a chance to run for higher office. It's our fault. Us. We have to know that it's the stupidness these guys get up to and don't reward them for stupid behavior.
Well, you got stupid people voting for stupid people.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
People need to pay more attention. Like, this doesn't happen by accident. Other people can't win your freedom for you. You know what I mean? Other people can't go fight for you to be free. I'm an immigrant, but it's like people in other countries going, your country's all fucked up, and you're like, America, what are you gonna do about this? America shouldn't be doing shit.
No.
They shouldn't be doing anything for you. Fix your stuff.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is the thing that I think, man. It's a lot of craziness going on out there. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't want DeSantis to be a vice president, though.
Yeah.
That's a step down.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I think it's.
Yeah. That's how you get rid of the biggest person that can challenge you. You go, oh, do you want to be vice president? I hope he doesn't take that. Yeah.
I'll give you a job where you do nothing. Yeah, sure.
And take all the blame. You want to be the next Kamala Harris?
Yeah.
There you go. Nah.
A scapegoat to a puppet. She's in a bad role.
Oh my God. I don't feel sorry for her, but yeah.
No.
She worked her way, man. She did good jobs all the way there, man.
Yeah, good blowjobs all the way there.
Yeah. We got like 9 seconds. You wanted juicy, PJ.
You wanted juicy. We'll get it juicy right at the end here.
Yeah. Walter's got no filter. We're taking a break.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of manufacturers like Safety Harbor Firearms. SHF is a quintessential
successful family-owned small business totally representative of the American dream. Safety Harbor Firearms is a Florida-based manufacturer of the compact entry stock and the SHTF 50 upper for an AR-15 lower. Also, SHF happily delivers on your Sten gun parts needs. So don't forget to check out stenparts.com and safetyharborfirearms.com.
Man, Kamala, I know we're in our final segment here, but Kamala Harris, man, what the hell has happened to
Joe
America?
Biden? What the hell?
Yeah, Joe Biden. Do you guys think Biden is going to run? Do you think he's going to run again?
The Democrats aren't going to.
I hope not.
They're not going to. No.
I think he's going to run. I think he's going to run. I think he's going to run.
The meme I saw the other day with Biden said, "I came here to crash bikes and crash the economy, and I'm out of bikes."
You know, we are in crazy times when people are going to the site where he crashed his bikes and dropping and recreating the crash.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening to America, man?
What
are we celebrating in America?
Was I like Rumpelstiltskin and I fell asleep and I woke up and it's like I'm in this perpetual bad dream? It's
it's crazy.
Hell?
Crazy world.
No.
Yeah, wake up, pay attention to what's... I know the people that we're talking to, we're preaching to the choir, but folks out there need to wake up and pay attention to the craziness that's going on here. And if Biden decides he's not running and Kamala Harris runs, wow.
No way. God almighty.
Yeah.
They've got to have a better candidate than that.
Yeah.
They had Joe Biden. Come on.
Yeah, they couldn't get better than Joe Biden, you know. Everyone, here's how crazy America is. Here's how crazy America is.
And people vote for him.
People were complaining about Trump, that he's a crazy old white guy. So Democrats go, you know how we're gonna counter this? Let's get another crazy. Let's get a crazier white guy. Let's get a crazier old white guy. That'll be awesome. And guess what? It worked. It didn't really work, in my opinion. No, I don't think it worked. There's a lot of shenanigans. I don't care. YouTube's not going to like it, or whatever place is not going to like that. Lots of shenanigans went down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing I don't understand with it, too, is how they just swept all of his old racism and all the stuff that he was involved in the 70s. They just swept it under the rug, and anyone tried to bring it up, they're like, oh, no, but that's not him. Yeah, it was him.
Even the new stuff.
His son!
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's the FBI was like, no, nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing
He's
going
a freaking... Biden is a crime boss. His son... is
and I keep telling people a lot of the corruption his son was involved in had a lot to do with Ukraine. Isn't that ironic, funny, right?
Which is weird, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's give him $30 billion. Yeah, $30 billion. No problem. Here you go.
I don't know, man. It's like we are in a race to the bottom. I don't care. I don't care what the gender or race or anything like that. We cannot wind up like this. America is really messed up right now. And these last 2 years where we shut everything down around the world and we ran into these chip shortages and all that, we don't realize that you can't get out of that in 2 years. It's going to take us 6 years to get out of that. And we got to work on that.
At least.
And now they want to give, I stopped watching the news after the election, PJ. Mm-hmm. It's all bullshit. But I hear they want to give restaurants money again. It's like, what the fuck am I giving a restaurant money for? What? It's a business.
It's a lot of craziness.
Well, you choke out the business and then you offer it money to keep it going. It's like, pick which one you want to do.
What was the name of the stupid bill that just got signed? The deficit reduction or some nonsense crazy, some kind of stupid craziness like that. Who remembers the name? Someone will tell us the name of this bill. So one of the things with the electric car incentives they built into that, which I've got a Tesla, right? So here's the funny thing that happened. So there's companies in that thing. The minute he signed it, any companies that have electric cars here already in America, so let's say like from Audi, I'm an Audi guy, my Audi dealership or Mercedes, BMW, or Japanese companies that have electric cars here, and they still had the electric car credits, they all expired So
Really?
yeah, they expired. So even at my dealership, there's an electric car sitting there that a guy ordered and then found out, oh, no more tax credits. Canceled his order. It's sitting there. That's an American company. There's Americans working in that dealership, and now they've got to figure out how to sell those cars with no incentives. The minute he signed it, all of that stuff got canceled. So, I don't know how this brings.
Well,
how does this
let
bring
me just
the
say
economy
this:
back?
welcome to the gun world.
Yeah.
Welcome to the gun world.
It's nuts.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy nut stuff going on here, and I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna have to take our blows.
Yep. But I do know we're gonna shoot some guns this weekend and have fun. So at least we got that going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All right. So listen, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna give these guys a chance to tell you all how you could follow them, support them, etc. I'm gonna start with my friend Walter Keller here. If people want to find out more about you, Walt, how do they do it?
They can do it on Facebook at Safety Over Firearms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and Utreon. Mm-hmm. You can check us out there. There's the Dirtfoot Racing stuff, which is the mini bike and anything with an engine kind of thing. That's also on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and Utreon. And then there's stenparts.com, what's left of it. There's still lots left to it. But and we're working.
You're not being sarcastic at all. You're not being sarcastic at all.
We're working on some new stuff too, so that's not over by any means. So yeah, that's how you can follow me and stuff. So,
yeah. I'm gonna negotiate and sell I'm gonna sell all those parts to DPMS once we go off air here. Since we got PJ here.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So PJ, tell the folks out there if they want to find out more about DPMS Panther Arms, where do they go? You know, what websites, social media, where do they look at?
Instagram's probably our where we have the most interaction, so that would just be DPMS_Inc. So INC. We are not afraid to get involved in the chat room and direct messages, so feel free to shoot it to us, and by us I mean me. On Facebook, you can go to DPMS Panther Arms on there. That was one account we actually did get from Freedom Group, so that one is still alive and well from the older days. And then if you care to dive into the Panther King shenanigans, that is Panther_King_actual, and that's on Instagram as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And here it goes for anyone that wants to see what the IG looks like. So it's got a Black Panther on there, and there you go. It's DPMS_Inc. You can go check that out and sign up. What's up?
I found that the Panther King would the American gun.
Oh, there we go. Brickell. Boom.
Brickell, yeah. I mean,
yeah, we hung out at NRA.
Mama Brickell, right there.
I just want to let you know that I was the first person to ever introduce her to a machine gun. So
okay,
there you go. You got that claim to fame.
Credit.
I think I was the first person. Yeah, I think I was. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I was in Hank's backyard, by the way. We'll be there in that area this weekend.
Yes, we will. And if you guys have questions or things that you want to know, find out, you can hit me up on social media before then. Otherwise, you're going to see it when it rolls out here. Here's what I want to do, though. I definitely want to thank PJ for coming on. It's been awesome for playing along with us. Thank here. You, sir. Hopefully you had fun. Just so you know, we're all comedians here. This is what we do. This is all comedy, yo. That's my disclaimer.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. You're welcome. It's been fun. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll in the end, and we're going to come back here, and you're going to leave everyone with words of wisdom. So I'm going to give you a chance to figure out what your words of wisdom are going to be. Big thanks to Walter for coming through here. Looking forward to seeing Walter out here this weekend. Let me roll the end in right now. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. That's going to be it for the week. I'm going to go get some rest, get ready for the shenanigans to begin over the weekend. So, but you guys will be able to catch this on audio, etc. We are part of the Firearms Radio Network. so you can catch us on iTunes, all your favorite places to get your audio podcast from. Oh no, the Panther King is back.
You said words of wisdom, so we're about
Yeah.
to bring it, all right?
Oh boy. It's a special kind of
right.
wisdom.
So, words of wisdom. If you are at a bar mitzvah and you do not dance with an old lady, you are not going to dance with the hot chick. I will tell you that much. I have been there before. You got to dance with the old lady first, then the hot chicks start coming to you, all right? So, keep that in your old hat rack. Also, always remember to keep your old booger hooker off the bang switch unless you're ready to pull it, all right? Let's do it. All right, come on now.
There you go. Panther Pimpology.
Woo!
Panther Pimpology. Words of wisdom. Stay right there. We are out of here. Big thanks to everyone. We'll see you guys next week. You guys stay right there. I'm going to press the buttons and end this right now. Oh, boy.